Greetings, everyone. This is Audra Johnson, CEO of The Enterprising Woman, where we are about all things entrepreneur. I'm also your go-to strategist, subject matter expert for small business startups, all things cleaning, health and wellness, and finances. Today's broadcast is on business boundaries. Yes, business boundaries. This is somewhat of a refresher because I believe in my catalog, I've talked about business boundaries before, but I want to really come back and refresh the entrepreneurs because we know we're at the close of a calendar year and we're also experiencing different shifts in the economic climate. And because of that, people that are entrepreneurs or people that provide services are often receiving pushbacks on their price points. You know, I've been getting a lot of feedback from people that I consult and that I coach about certain industries, and they're all service related. So I'll give you a couple of examples. One can be, let's say, professional skilled house cleaning. The other one can be personal concierge and private transportation. We are in an hour where even though those particular arenas of entrepreneurship are just two of a few or two of many that are very profitable in this season, and they're always really going to be profitable because people will always need those services. Okay. So, people that operate businesses in those industries have been sharing with me how, their, prospects, they push back on their price points and how some even try to almost bully them into accepting, what they want to pay after they've agreed to pay the agreed upon price that the entrepreneur or business owner has given. So I want to make sure you have the understanding about establishing boundaries. And there are many ways to establish boundaries. One of the many ways to establish your business boundaries is by use of contracts. A lot of people will not use a contract. Short-term services, you may play it by ear. But for instance, in the one example I'm using in the cleaning industry, you should use contracts. And you can make the contract, let's say conducive on both ends, where if each party wants to, discontinue services for whatever reason, that's okay. You want to make the contract conducive on both ends, on your end as a business owner, along with, your client. But a lot of things that come to my attention by people that I consult and coach is simply because they just did not have a contract. Now, another way to set boundaries, this is for people that are in businesses and own their own businesses where they provide services and they are around their client quite often. Another example of that is like the people that do the in-home care type of services. You can do that through an agency, or you can do that solo on your own as an entrepreneur, as long as you have your certifications and your licenses. So, sometimes people, will take advantage of you when you do not set a boundary. We know that providing services does give us as an entrepreneur an opportunity to give a personal touch. We know over time we should cultivate and have some sort of a business rapport and relationship. But here's what happens when you do not maintain a boundary. Over time, that client can start taking your kindness for weakness. And the way it usually starts is by them asking for extras, little by little by little, little by little by little. Oh, well, can you just do me a favor and, clean my refrigerator out this time? And usually those extras, they're requested while you're in the middle of something. It's a distraction usually when it's requested, and things like that, because service, as an entrepreneur, we aim to please. those that are meant to be entrepreneurs. We know everyone's not meant to be a full-time entrepreneur. I personally believe that everyone should have some sort of a side hustle because of the way the economy is. And if you want to live beyond just an everyday living lifestyle, if you want to be able to save, if you want to be able to do extra things like travel, it is a good thing. And I believe, again, every person should have a side hustle. And a lot of that also is because of spiritual reasons, because God put all these gifts, skills, and talents inside of us. So what happens is when clients ask for extras little by little by little, if you're not careful over time, you're just giving away your services for free. And then one day, when you look at your bottom line, or when your month is more than the money you have, you'll start thinking. It's an auto mechanism. It's just an auto mechanism to start thinking about, where can I discover or let me investigate and see, where were there some areas where, I could have made more money and I didn't. And your mind and that mechanism is going to take you back to that client that you were doing services for extra and not charging. Okay? And, that's the problem. Because when you do it for so long and then you go and you say, hey, you know what? We need to add this to your service agreement. We need to charge extra for this, that, the other. If you've been doing it for 2, 3, 4, 6 months, most of the time they get upset and they don't understand. They don't look at it from your perspective as, I've been giving you extra services. Now you need to pay for them. They look at it as, well, you've been doing it all this time. What's wrong now? See, people have a way of counting your money. Another boundary is making sure that you do not disclose to all of your clientele everything you do. If you provide one service to a clientele and you have other streams of income, they don't necessarily need to know all your streams unless they mention something that they need or something that a friend, a relative, or a colleague needs, and you operate in that and you can offer that. Because we are, again, living in times where a lot of people are getting really, really nervous and anxious. They want services, but a lot of them don't want to pay what they've been paying, or they don't want to pay, quote unquote, the going rate. So it's very important that you share and have a boundary on how much you share with your clientele. When we go and we establish these businesses and we go out here on the internet and we have our websites and we're out here on the SEO, search engine optimization, they can investigate and they can find out different things that we put out there for the public to see. And that's fine, but don't broadcast everything you do. People have a way of wanting to count your money. And when they count your money, if they know you do 5, 4, 3, 6 different things, believe me, they're adding up in their mind and they're looking for a reason to pay you less. Okay. People have a way of also trying to really evaluate how much they think you deserve for providing a service. And I mean, I'm not throwing everyone in this basket. There are some people that are like that. I have clients that love what I offer in my different streams. I don't announce all the streams of income I navigate, not even on here. But I have clients that really enjoy and appreciate what I have to offer. And guess what? They don't mind paying for it. They don't mind tipping me for it. Right now, we're in a time of the year, we're at the close of a calendar year. And guess what? This is a time where my clients are really, really good to me. They tip me a lot of times. Whatever my fee is, they'll double it. Hey, here, happy holidays or Merry Christmas. So, these are things. But you have to know your client also. You really need to know your client. You need to know your client. And people that speak publicly, there's a rule that has always been taught as a standard. Know your audience. That's another thing I do. I speak publicly. I've spoken publicly for probably 25 years off and on. So you need to know your audience. You need to know your client. And then again, you need to already be prepared on how to handle those price pushbacks. I wrote an ebook, and it's mainly directed to people that are skilled house cleaners, but anyone can take that ebook and just throw a scenario that they deal with as an entrepreneur and create a resolve for it. Now, the name of the book is The Woes of Professional House Cleaners. And the reason why I titled it that is because the book helps you not only identify the different things that prospects and clients can try to do, it also gives you examples on how to respond to them. It gives you examples down to the verbiage. And it helps people with subjects, everything from pushbacks on your price points to how to deal with sexual harassment. It helps house cleaners learn how to manage situations such as, my aunt is here for the holiday. She's going to help you clean today. I'm just throwing that one scenario out there because that happens. That really happens. So I give a full scenario and scope on how to handle a situation like that. I give situational examples on how to handle the micromanager. They have guests, and it's your day to clean, and, their guest, is maybe OCD. I don't like to use that term, but for a lack of a better term, I'll say this. Their guest is very critical. Because, like anything else, people know when you have a professional cleaner, they just equate it to, oh, you're spending money on this, that, the other. And then sometimes people that are not really a part of the business equation, that don't have anything to do with you because they're there, they feel like they have, let's say, the authority or power or permission to just critique, everything you do. So what happens in those scenarios oftentimes is the note writer. So the note writer, I'm not sure if I put that scenario in there, but I know when I consult with, people that are entrepreneurs on any level, on any individualized basis, I get my downloads and I just share from that perspective. But that's another one, the note writer, And so you have to set boundaries. You must set boundaries. That's why those contracts and those cleaning schedules are very important. And even if you don't clean, anything you do as an entrepreneur, your task list, it needs to be detailed. And it needs to be totally specific, and that extra services will be at an extra cost, must be scheduled, and it will be at a market rate. See, that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize. Some things, because of the climate we're in with fuel costs escalating, supply chain things, which affect everything, really. It affects everybody's bottom line, no matter what they do. Certain extras, you have to just charge market rate. When you go to the high-end steakhouses and they have that one item on the menu and it doesn't have a price, it says market price. Okay? So you have to get creative in your businesses. If you want consulting or coaching, feel free to inbox me or request on my website, theenterprisingwoman.com. I have a space there where you can actually request a consult session, and I talk to you about your business. And guess what? I'm the type that if I cannot help you, I will refer you to someone that can. But I tell you, I have so much experience in entrepreneurship because I have been an entrepreneur for many years. And not only that, I have, of course, the education. You'll see that when you go to my website. One of the first things you see, and I had it set up like that on purpose because there's so many people that have coach and consultant tagged on their name and they don't have any vetting. They don't have any certifications. They don't have any of that. But you'll see mine. I'm vetted spiritually and I'm vetted in the educational arena. Okay? So nevertheless, if you need that coaching or that consulting, reach out to me. Next year, my prices are going to go up. So you definitely want to take full advantage. If you want the ebooks, my link tree is in there. It'll also be in this video as well. For those that are looking for an additional stream of income, you're just trying to figure out, how do I get started? Email me at ceo@theenterprisingwoman.com. Type in the subject matter, free business plan outline. I'm giving out a free business plan outline to anyone that requests it. What it does, it helps you get the framework around your business, and it lets you know the things you really need to do. Because I meet people all the time. They're successful and they side hustle. They have not legitimized their business by formatting it into a LLC or S Corp or what have you. They've got the skills, they're making the money, but they just don't know how to get the framework together. And last but not least, I will be next year doing some YouTube lives promoting my business credit services to help those start leveraging your business credit. I'm telling you, when you learn about business credit, especially if you've been in business for a significant period of time and you're just now learning about the business credit, you will be like, wow, I wish I had known about this a long time ago. But nevertheless, listen, you guys have a wonderful day, night, or evening, and I'll talk to you later.